I'll tell you one thing we're going to see in this game is just goals between these two giants. Musiala for Musti. Thomas Munier tries to get back and defend this for Dullenmike. Just about keeps it in play. There's the first one. Musti 10 minutes in. Will open up the scoring.
It was all about the work from Musiala out wide. He managed to keep it in down the byline. It was so tight on that. 0-2, 0-1, and you found yourself at 2-2. It's then a little bit of an annoying factor because you're losing your momentum as you head into the second day of action as Dullenmike levels up the tie at 1 apiece. One of these two players will be back tomorrow in the Swiss round, and one will be a guaranteed knockout player.
Yeah, well, here's the goal from Dullenmike. 20 minutes on the clock. Kevin Trapp just cannot get two hands on the ball. He's not had the best of performances, to be fair. A few people have pointed him out as the weak link in these Bundesliga teams, unfortunately. Can't take another team of the season goalkeeper because they've already maximised what Borussia Dortmund picks.
I feel like Kevin Trapp is going to be ringing us up at the end of this weekend saying you lot were not doing me a disservice. I tried my hardest, all right, but he's done quite a few times where a shot comes in. You probably expect him to just catch it, but he just parries it out, and Mane there, right place, right time. Dullenmike will be very grateful for that.
Yeah, just needs to probably get a bit better at trapping the ball.
Oh, no. No.
Needs to hold on to it when it comes into him. Get a good clinch.
You really wanted to do it, didn't you? You really wanted to do it.
Like a Venus flytrap.
You ever played in goal, Rich?
I have, yeah. Always get your W behind it. There was a Barnsley FC yellow away kit that I wore when I was younger. And as a goalkeeper in the yellow kit, nickname was Custard the Clown.
Was that for the kit or because you were a clown in goal?
Both reasons.
We have two goalkeepers in the commentary booth. Brandon, midfielder, right?
It were a one and done in goal. Don't worry about that.
Was it? Oh, okay.
I thought you were a striker, Alex, anyway.
Me? No. As I got through the latter ends of my career, and I missed two open goals.
Back to Dullenmike against Musti. That's just kicked off in the second half here. Two teammates going head to head.
Is he on?
Qualification game. See Crosses in the chat saying that left stick dribbling from Marco Reus. I mean, it was pretty ridiculous. Just pivoted on the spot. And somehow able to send the goalkeeper the wrong way too. Griffo. How good's he been today? Finds Sadio Mane. Diaby Matthias will try and punch it into the feet of Nkunku. There is Griffo. He could do it all. Said it rightly so, Richard. Could play in all different positions, so it seems.
Just the versatility and the stats that he has been awarded with that Team of the Season item. Just so good in really any midfield or defensive situation in the wide areas, any side on the wing back, any side on the midfielders, and in the centre of the pitch. He is a real solid option.
Big high press there from Dullenmike. Matthias stepping in strong.
We missed Dullenmike's goal. This is the goal that Dullenmike did score. It came from the original save from Kevin Trapp. A corner was to come in, and then this is where Dullenmike, I believe, was able to find the goal. Man at the back post. Oh, it's just a bit of a pinball in the box, isn't it? It's not the most beautifulest of goals, but they all count in the end. That's all I can say.
If anything, he's given the ball away on the edge of his own box.
Musti's trying to find that way out, Richard, and you have to give a little bit of credit to Bellingham, really, purely because of the ability to step up and Dullenmike putting that pressure on, knowing he wants to lay the pass, and it was almost just a game of cat and mouse, and fortunately enough, Dullenmike read that to perfection.
Got a question for the pair of you. Who is the most influential player in the team, in these Bundesliga squads?
Bellingham. Hello, Dullenmike! I mean, he might not be the most influential player, but I tell you what, off the bench, he can certainly cause some problems.
Brandon, that's who I was going with as my most influential player. Krug.
What a ridiculous finish, by the way.
All came as well from this first time over the top with Diaby. The key part to that is setting the runners. The fullback had to be set on that run there to breach that defensive line, taking the attention away of Musti towards the ball where Diaby was, and then going for it. But Musti just says, you know what you can do, I can do it just as good as well. I'll bring myself back into the game, Brandon.
Well. We said there'd be one thing, goals in this game. 5 goals so far in it. Said Bellingham was influential. Here's the build-up of all build-ups. Diaby been such a menace for me in every single FUT Champions I played. I think he had like was it Europa League item?
Europa League road to the final, yeah.
A couple of months. We jump back to Dullenmike against Musti for the last closing stages here. Diaby. Dullenmike looking to add a 4th onto the tally. Yeah, does well. Kevin Trapp can play it out. Just a minute of added time to be played. Will Musti have enough time to get that ball forward?
No.
There we go. Half time across the games. To ask, thoughts so far? 3 like that, but unfortunately it was a quarter to forget about. Oh no, we've missed the first goal of this game. Dullenmike has added another one to the tally by the looks of it. And it's just a long ball towards the back post. It's Jude Bellingham doing what he does, gets involved from the centre of midfield, makes that German-esque cross run into the box. Right place, right time for the English midfielder. And Dullenmike makes it 4-2.
If I was to predict it, I think it probably is a run from deep that's been whipped into the back post area for Jude. Obviously, we just saw the crowning touches for the goal. But such a solid start here for Dullenmike. He seems to have started a lot of his games quite well. He's getting that first goal in the majority of his matches, which is just settling the ship ever so slightly.
Also as well, with that quote-unquote German cross, it doesn't always have to be a runner from deep. Sometimes just setting up that man who's on the edge to drive into the box for you then to go for the cross. It still is a variation of the German cross, as we call it, but not always from deep. So hopefully we get a replay to see how early did Jude Bellingham actually make that run, and was it something that Musti could have maybe spotted out that a little bit earlier. But either way though, Dullenmike, yes, starts strongly in this second leg and finds himself looking comfortable against his teammate. And I have just seen in the chat Pepper saying that he's recently picked up FIFA and wants to know skill moves that are effective. What would you say, Richard?
I mean, probably the easiest one is the step overs to learn. Super effective. Loads and loads of different FIFA players in-game can use them because it's not a specific 5 or 4-star skill move. The roulette is a favourite of mine to create a little bit of space inside the box.
And what we've seen loads of today as well is the La Croqueta.
Yeah.
But the variation where they then cancel it with a pass or a shot, which that's kind of taking it to the next level. And that's the thing with a lot of these skill moves. You know, there's always different levels of how they implement them in the game. Basic, intermediate, and advanced, we'd say. If I told you, Brandon, you've got a chance here of a skill move being 50% successful or 50% not, you're going to take those odds there, aren't you?
Absolutely. And that is why those that do take the risk in those big match moments often can find the reward, as we've seen pretty much across every single round of Swiss today here in the virtual Bundesliga. As Dullenmike looks to be running away with this game now slowly. It's a 3-goal cushion. Bit of a mountain to climb for Musti. He does everything he can to try and find a way back in the tie. Updates from the other games you may be asking for. Here's Umit on his way to knockouts. I tell you what.
To red time finishing, what you have to remember is that when you green time it, it increases accuracy, it increases power, right? When you red time it, for me, I feel like it then comes down more to how you have actually aimed the analog stick. And if you're aiming at goal, there is still that small percentage chance that the shot may end up on target. Now, they're not going to hit it clean. They're not going to get a solid connection on it, meaning the keeper may have a chance of saving it. As we've seen, goalkeeper's not got near them, and both of them are kind of biting their lips and saying, well, you had one, I had one, that's fair play, let's carry on.
I would say it's normally the ref that evens out the game, but it was the red time finishes that have evened out that elimination game there. Only a 1-goal limit between those two. Back to this one now. Winner will qualify for the final 16, the knockout stages. The loser will have to wait until tomorrow to play their next round of Swiss, which again is very simple. Win, you go through, lose, you're out of the tournament. But by God, you'd want to get it done now, wouldn't you? You wouldn't want to sleep on it and come back tomorrow and work out who you're playing, because I believe you're probably going to be playing someone else on the opposite group.
Yeah, it's not whatsoever. But it is more Musti, as it's going to be Musti with this game as it currently stands. You can watch footage back, you can watch VOD, you can start to see how things will play out as well, who you're going to be taking on. And he will have eternal confidence in himself. He's not going to be flustered by being in a 2-2 situation.
Dullenmike for a 4-goal cushion. You can see Styler there, tap Musti on the shoulder to cue a pause of some sort. Maybe he's seen something that he wants him to change.
That's what the coach is there for. At times, players, as the 5-2 down 25 minutes ago, they can always give up hope in the game. Well,
eliminated from the tournament. Antimax is out of the tournament, and Henning is in a 2-2 game. We'll see him tomorrow.
Ow.
Richard.
He's got to put it in the box.
You asked me earlier on in those sort of areas, what do I do for those set pieces? And I say play it short and try and work something, because putting it in the box is so difficult to do. You have to have some form of routine there, which when you know you have literally no added time on, yes, you do have to put it in the box and hope. But if you've not brought a big man on, if you've not got someone who can have that physical strength, and we've seen it from Dullenmike, he brings on Fulcrum. You can use Fulcrum to just hold up the ball and have it into feet, into chest, on the head. He can do everything. For Antimax, he is going to be looking at that, thinking, what should I have done? And maybe he'll come back to the drawing board, and this time next year, he'll have some sort of routine in his locker.
One man could have saved the day there for him.
No.
Mario Gomez.
No.
Mario Gomez.
No.
No?
You just want the song to come out when he scores.
Yeah, I do.
Mario Gomez. Mario Gomez. And I just want to add on from this game as well. Dullenmike, how confident are you going to be feeling of your ability, which we know he has the ability anyway, to just say breeze, but you know, grind through the result and beat your teammate 5-2, especially in a player of Musti's ability.
He's made it look pretty faultless as well, I'll be honest. Like, there's been a couple of mistakes here and there, but for the most part, he has been championship winning Dullenmike, I want to say.
When he's had to turn up. He has done that. Yes, he lost a game, but it's a 3-1 record. And he will be amongst the best 16 in Germany this time round. The defending virtual Bundesliga champion, that story still is on for tomorrow as his last ball comes into the box. And that'll do us there. Musti goes down into a 2-2 matchup tomorrow. Dullenmike is safe and sound though. He's through to the knockouts.